It's time to become the best version of yourself and help others do the same. It's Monday morning and we're talking success.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to see you on a Monday morning. I'm going to turn my attention right here to the chat board. A bunch of you have already chatted in. And if you're new, listening to this for the first time, chat in, say hello, jump in, dive into the soul community, because this is sort of how we start our week. We love it. And also, we do a drawing. We're going to do today this awesome drink, soul adaptogen bottle. It says drink more adaptogens. Glass and bamboo. I love it. It's actually the way I like to drink Soul Vital is in glass in the morning. That's what I do first thing. Been doing that now for 13 years. So let's say hello to everybody. Looks like Denise Smith is from Virginia. Hello, Denise. And Lisa Manchester's here. And Dr. Victoria Terry is here. And Alma de Leon. By the way, Alma de Leon, if you translate that name into English, that means soul of a lion. It means literally soul of a lion. I love that name. Alma, great name and good to see you this morning. Dora Benitez from Santa Ana is telling us good morning. And we've got Valerie and Eric and KB and Ebony and Debbie Crutchfield and Hugh. Oh, Hugh, we've got something to say to you, my friend, this morning. Well done. Corinne Lott is on there and Krista Shep. Wow, I just have this sneaking suspicion that we're going to talk with Corinne this morning, but she's on here saying hello anyway in the chat. And Krista from Canada. It's always great to see you, Krista. If you haven't met Krista, you got to come, and I'm not sure if she'll be at this Ignite in October, but you got to come and meet her. She's one of those people, you just get more energy being around her. And Sue Friesen, good morning, Sue. And look at that, we got Chris DeVilliers. So good morning, everybody. Great to be with you. Let's do just a little bit of recognition. We love it. It's part of why we're here at Soul. We love all the things you do and the way it makes us feel. Soul to us is something that can benefit everyone's life. My dream has always been, and our dream at Soul, that every family, every household, and families look a lot different as you go around. You go around the world. We're not always together with all of our family. It might just be us and some friends at some point. Soul is like a family. We hope we can always feel that way to people, and we hope that every household has the information that we share on the various live streams at Soul, because we know it's something that lets you take charge of your life, your health, and also you can do it as a business and as a profession. We've got so many people that have done that. That always surprises a few people when they first get around natural health products, that there are lots of really professional people, and you can do it in lots of different ways. It's very different now today. And how is it different to me? There's a much wider variety of options. And I think we're going to see this morning with our special guest, you've got to do the things that bring you joy and happiness in it. Soul's all about that. It's about increasing the positive in your life, because we know that the message in the community is one that does that for other people. And that's our hope, is that everybody in every household has that information. So anyway, with that said, let's talk about a few people who hit some rank milestones this past month. One of our favorite success keys is called Ranked Up. And it's true, every time you hit a rank, something improves in the lives, and usually it's several things in the lives of you and everybody else that's been part of your journey. Everybody kind of levels up in life with our health and with other things as well, with personal development and growth. So I love to celebrate the Ranked Up keys, because that simple happening, that event, that milestone, always is evidence of growth and achievement and improvement for everyone involved. Every milestone to me is important. So this morning we're going to talk about some who are just starting their journey, and they've done some great achievements this last month, the month of July. Here we are into August now. So let's honor for a second, give some congratulations to our new Soul Pros in the month of July. We've got David Schlabach, who hit Soul Pro 1K for the first time. Congrats, David. Daisy Torres, congratulations, Daisy. That's the first milestone of many, and they just get better from here. Claudia Velasco, congratulations on being a Soul Pro this past month. Rosaura Bautista, another new Soul Pro this month. Congratulations. And rounding out the 1Ks is Liliana Caballero. Liliana, congratulations. You're going to love what awaits you as you stick with it and you continue on your soul journey. All right, let's move to the next rank. And these are our Soul Pro 2Ks. And you notice they get this awesome Soul Pro bottle. It is durable and it is always fashionable. So you get that when you hit 2K. Olinda Bordon, congratulations and welcome to the 2K Club. Pedro Vasquez, congratulations and well done, Pedro. Obdulia Moreno, there's another 2K this month. Well done, Obdulia. All right, now let's move to our 3K where you get the kettle. The kettle just comes in handy and it never goes out of vogue. I love this particular kettle. It's actually my favorite one. We've tried different ones over the years because I love Cinnamate Hot and I love Renew Hot. Those are two of the 4 signature drinks. And I cannot get away from drinking them hot. It doesn't matter what time of year. I know it's hot. A few people have commented in, hello from sunny and hot California or sunny and hot Texas. And yeah, it's sunny and hot in Utah too. And I still drink the Cinnamate Hot. There's something about that particular blend of adaptogens that does really well when it's hot for me. So this kettle, y'all want it. If you don't have it, this kettle is useful. So let's go with our Soul Pro 3Ks because they get the kettle. Daimi Alvarez. Well done, Daimi. Now you can drink your Cinnamate Hot if you want to. You don't have to, but it is the best way. And then we also have this month Basheen Baker. I hope you get to know her in the future. Basheen, lots and lots of years helping people with natural health and much, much more. And sometime we'll have to get her on Monday morning so you can meet her. This is really just a beginning of Basheen and those around her. She's got a lot of wonderful key people that she works with. Congratulations for that first step at 3K. In their case, in Basheen's case, I say there because Basheen does have a team of people she works with that she's sort of getting up to speed with the Soul products. And Basheen sort of came out of the gate. But that's what happens when you've been around a number of years in natural health. And Basheen commented, I was recently out there with her and her team at a meeting, and she commented about how much she loved the particular formulas of Soul, the way they were designed, and sees the great value in the way they can help people. So congratulations, Basheen, and welcome. And on that line, let's move to our next group, which is Soul Leaders. That's once you leave the Soul Pro group, and you're climbing even higher, you get to Soul Leader. And that starts with our Soul Leader 5K. And then I think what we have this month is a 7K. I believe we have just one in the Soul Leader group. Now, this is Sue Friesen. We've had Sue on before, so you probably recognize her. Look at Sue. Congratulations, Sue, for hitting that really, really, to me, key milestone of 7K, because you come into Soul Leader and 7K is continuing on and taking that next step. And it's the second of 4 steps in the Soul Leader group where Sue is actually expanding her soul community right in her area with some wonderful, wonderful people. So congrats, Sue. So happy for you. And if you're chatting on there, since I saw Sue is on there, chat in and tell Sue she's doing a great job and what an awesome person too. All right, everybody, that's it for our rank success keys this week. Now we have another success key that we're going to try on for size today. It's another important one. Let me just show you what the key looks like. It's called the Soul Anniversary. It's your success key, your anniversary. Yes, anniversary is your anniversary of your enrollment date. So we're gonna it's August 11th today, right? So we're gonna take people who enrolled or they upgraded on August 11th, on this day. This is just a tiny slice of the awesome soul community whose big day was August 11th. And maybe that was their first soul order, or maybe that was when they upgraded. But these are people who are specialists. They're brand specialists. So they chose to be the difference for somebody else, not just use soul for themselves, but to be the difference in someone else's life or a lot of someone else's. And so we want to celebrate their anniversary and thank them, each one of them, for what they do to make a difference for other people's lives and for Soul Naturals. So the August 11th class, let's just give them a congratulations. Now, these are people who are 1 year or more. The most recent, this is their 1 year anniversary, but then we also have people who are 2 years, 3, 4, and in fact, we have someone on this list, and I believe it's our last person on the list. This is their 10-year anniversary. So this is an August 11th group. And why is this a success key? Well, because it is powerful that people see you be somewhere and just stay there and operate there and stand there where they can find you, where they can see you. It is such a powerful indicator of success. I have seen that over my 35 years prior to founding Soul Naturals, 20 years in another company. Those who stand and are kind of counted and seen, they just early or later have that extra amount of success because people can find them, people can see them. So that's why we chose today to have some fun with our anniversary and recognize this important success key. So today is just a thin slice. It's your August 11th, but let's come back to it. And we're going to congratulate Leah Schmidt for Leah's anniversary. Letitia Thornton, congratulations. Holly Bala. It's either Bala or Bala. I think it's probably Bala. Maria Palacios, congratulations. Regina Hewlett, congratulations, Regina. Carlos Zuniga. Guadalupe Leticia Gutierrez, congratulations on your anniversary. Magdalena Ibarra, congratulations, Magdalena. August 11th was a great day. Lorena Fursan, I hope I said your name, Lorena, right. Antonia Ramirez, congratulations. You are part of the Soul community. Estivalis Ibarra. I don't know if Estivalis is related to Lorena, but you're both a wonderful part of the Soul family. Ma Inés, I think that's actually Maria Inés Lopez Aviles. Congratulations, Maria Huerta, on your anniversary. Austreberto Gamino, I love your name. Congratulations on your anniversary, Austreberto. Laura Villanueva, congratulations on your anniversary. Beatriz Diaz. Leticia Zacatenco, congratulations, Leticia. Maribel Rosales, great to have you part of Soul. Cristina Ortiz, congratulations. And I'm not sure if this is Araceli is our 10-year. You'll forgive me if I got that wrong, but I know we have one here on the list. B tells me that one on the list is their 10-year anniversary, and I think it might be Araceli, but let's give her and everyone else congratulations. We love having you part of the Soul community. You make a difference. All right, everybody. We're going to keep doing more on those anniversaries. We're going to try different groups, like we might try some from a whole month or different, but it is fun to kind of once in a while pick that day, your special day. So now let's move on to our awesome guest today. We have a great one. She was on recently, and I loved so much what she was doing, and I could see the excitement and sort of just the joy in it. I asked her, are you okay coming back and telling us how it went? Because when she was on here last, she was talking with Jordan about her plan to do what she calls a sip and soak. Now, if you haven't heard it, let's bring Corinne Lott on now. And Corinne, thank you for coming back on. I know you're busy. Corinne is so busy, you guys. She's got like amazing, high-achieving, dancing children who they don't just dance for fun. I mean, that's enough, right? You can dance just for fun. They're like really good at it in competitions. And Corinne's always going everywhere. But Corinne, it didn't take you out of planning this sip and soak. So can you just tell everybody, first of all, kind of what your sip and soak is, and tell us about that first one, and then we'll just go from there.
Okay. Thanks for having me on again. It is so fun to kind of just be out and about and be able to share soul wherever I'm at. But this particular week, I went ahead and I was only home one night. and I decided that I was going to go ahead and try to put in a sip and soak that. And it was very successful. I don't want to say advertised, but I had sent email invites. I'd put it on Facebook. I just said, we're doing a summer sip and soak. We actually did it out in the gazebo, set up 4 of my machines that are double machines. And we had 8 people at a time. And I said, we've got a 6 o'clock and we have a 7 o'clock. And people signed up for them. And we ended up that night doing 17 foot baths. That was so much fun. We just kind of put them through, and my husband was here to help. Savannah was here to help. We had my younger kids, Matthew and Harley. They were actually opening the door and sending people out, to the back, and it was really a lot of fun. When I thought about it at first, I didn't do all of the legit. Okay, how are we going to get the foot baths filled from the inside with warm water, and all of a sudden, I thought, okay, they're going to come through the front door. We're going to have them fill their tub to, their water temperature of their choice. And then they're going to come out to the gazebo. And it turned out so great. And there was a lot of people that came that night. Like I said, we did 17. There were 2 people that did not come. But I had a few people that were not on the list that saw that I had put on Facebook or on my stories. I said, this is happening tonight. And I had a couple people kind of slide in their spots that didn't come. It was a lot of fun. But we started just getting their water ready and starting the ionic foot baths. And I always explain what I'm doing, no matter what. Um, no matter what you're offering your people, it's good to have that brief explanation. Several of these people had never had an ionic foot bath before, and I just simply would say it's one of the safest ways to detox. You've got over 2,000 pores on each foot, and we're going to go ahead and just do an exchange of positive and negative ions throughout the body. And so we got that going. And as they were sitting there, I did a little bit of a game. I had a green bowl where I put packets of Vital, Renew, Cinemate, and Excel in there. And I had them pick out one of those packets. So as we're all sitting around and the next group was starting to come in because people came early, they got to pick out a packet. And it was the perfect time for if someone was actually still using the products, for them to share a testimony on it. But it was the perfect opportunity for me to be able to say, okay, Cinemate, that's one of my favorites. I like to have it hot in the morning. Sometimes I put a little bit of cream in it, little dash of hot chocolate, and it just really helps with digestive energy. It really helps with balancing blood sugar. So I was able to give a little information about each of the products, and then the next person would pick one out and it would be the Renew. And I would share that, this has yuzu fruit in it. It's a lot of, it's very high in vitamin C, and got to give some of the health benefits. And we had someone that picked out the Excel, and she's on the Excel, and she said, this one really helps balance my hormones. This one helps, me recover from my workouts. And so it was really fun to be able to have like a little testimony sharing of the products, as well as me just giving a little bit more information on it. So we did that throughout it. They were able to sip on the healthy drinks. And um, when we would mix up the drinks, I just had little cups and they got to try it. And people would say, oh, I like this, or oh, this is what it tastes like to me. And it was really a lot of fun because when they see other people trying it, um, and saying, oh, this tastes like, one thing that I always get with the Vital and Renew mixed together. And that's how I like to drink it. And so I allowed people to mix those together. And this is what I usually get from children, is that it tastes like Smarties. And there were 2 or 3 adults that said, this really tastes like Smarties. So that was really fun, because they were looking for that taste. They were looking for, what, uh, basically what the other people were saying about it. Um, and then I had each one of them do the stress quiz, because it was a great way for them to be able to kind of get their um, the stress levels tested, if you want to call it like that. And it was fun because then the referrals, or where it goes in and gives you a couple of products, it's really cool because then they said, "Oh, I remember, 5 years ago I tried this one with you, and it sounds like I probably need to be on it again." So we did some of that. After the foot baths were over, we went ahead and washed off their feet, and then we had the great opportunity to be able to introduce the Compass blends, and I allowed everybody to kind of pick their own. And that was another great way for me to be able to go ahead and share what some of those benefits were and how important it is to close those pores on the bottoms of your feet with good essential oils. And always be sure to use a carrier. And um, people were able to try the AC cream, and it was just a fun. It was packed. I don't know if I'll ever do almost 20-foot baths in an evening again. That was a lot of work, but it was so rewarding. There were so many people that were so excited about starting the drinks, and several of them ordered the little sample pack, which was so much fun. Um, I went ahead and scheduled the second one right after we did that one. I actually was heading out of town and thought, I'm just going to put it out there. This is the date that I will be home from this trip. And we went ahead and did that. And we had a few people show up to that one. And it was so much fun. We were able to kind of go through and do something a little bit similar. And this one we just did in my office because I have the foot bath machines already set up and it was a smaller group. And both of those ladies, two of the ladies there, left with a sample pack. And it's so exciting because I have follow-up calls with them to make sure, which ones did you like the best. And that's one of the reasons why I love the sample kit that night, because people get to try them. We did try at the little happy hour or the sip and soak. We tried them, but we were able to experience that full packet. And so we really loved that. And we've been several of them and sign up as members. Some that just were able to reorder on their accounts because they do have active accounts. But it allowed me to just be home that night and be able to double prime for the month and be able to kind of help guide them on what some of the new products are. One of the gals that wasn't able to come that had signed up for, I just right before I got on with Greg, she called and she said, I just want to say I got my product. And because where she wasn't able to make it, she knew that she needed to do some proactive things for her health. And she got her kit, and she said she is feeling so much better. She was struggling with an infection, and she said it was exactly what her body needed to kind of get that under control. So I love hearing all of the little product testimonies that people are having, and the excitement that's around this, because I've already had people say, when's your next sip and soak? And again, as Greg said, I was out and about. I was in Utah this weekend with the dancing, and we are back and we'll do another one this week. But it's so much fun. And it's just, Greg always says it's always good to gather people, and it's always a good time when we can gather. And there's always so much good information. And I love being able to do it in a group setting because the testimonies that are shared and um, the little reminders of what the products can do for people. It's almost like it just kind of pushes them a little bit more in the right direction to take a more active role in their health. And I love being able to do that with Soul.
That's so awesome. That is so awesome, Corinne. And look, when it comes to gathering people together, if you're doing it, you're just such a positive, happy person. You just want to be there, don't you? If you're listening to Corinne here, it's like, I want to do one of those. For me, I'm sitting here thinking of, everybody, you're in there, you're detoxing through your feet. This is something that we all should do. We honestly all should do it on some regular basis. It's just really healthful. And then with Corinne, you're sitting there going, I'm going to sample the drinks, talk about them, remind myself of the different things they do. Or if I'm new, for the first time, I get to hear it. The oils are there, the AC cream is there. And so you kind of give them the whole casual. I love it because it's a little bit, it doesn't feel overly structured, Corinne. It feels like you've got all that stuff there. and you let it happen. And I was counting, afterwards, you're telling me all the things that happened. I'm like, you had a number of quizzes. A number of people got on and took the quiz. Awesome.
Right.
They start to get more insight into what their stress resilience is like, what's going on with their health, based upon I think, some pretty specific questions. And you have people, some people are reminded that used to be better on their nutrition. I mean, we all need that. Some people were introduced for the first time. And I think you were telling me on that second one you did, you had a couple people from the first one going, hey, I can't make it, but when are you doing it again? You're like, I'm doing it right here. And they came to the second one. So I think
Right.
whatever interval you do it at, and in your case, you're so active, it's going to be those times that work for you. But like, it's always a good time. Whenever that time is, the reputation is you got to go to one of Corinne's Sip and Soaks because
Well,
it's all there. And so I was going to ask you, Corinne, you've done these for a lot of years. You did them early on, like 10 or more than years ago. And
yeah.
so it's
Yep.
different now. You have what's different about them now in terms of what you can take advantage of versus, all those years ago when you did them?
Well, definitely the cost. It's way more affordable for people to get their own foot bath machines. There's
Okay, so
single
those are
ones, there's
cheaper.
double ones.
Yeah.
Those are a lot cheaper. Um, I think I was saying that my first set that I ordered was $1,200, and
Oof,
I was able to help two or three people off of the Sip and Soak. I just said, this is what I do. I just get them off of Amazon, and they were $125.
that's awesome.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of crazy that you can go from 1,200 down to 125, but we have been doing them for about 10 years, and it's a lot of fun. And I have people that call me at 9 o'clock at night and say, I know you're not working, but I can't sleep. Is there any way that I can, come down and do a foot bath? And I'll kind of let people just come and go whenever they need to, and it works. And then they text me in the morning and said, I slept so good. And I think that's the combination of the foot bath, as well as usually if it's at night, I give them a hot renew. Um,
Yeah.
and so there's so many different tools, and if you can use them hand to hand, it just works better.
So, Corinne, also we were talking about this. You didn't have the quiz way back then, and you've got this quiz that
Mm-mm.
is another little insight while I'm sitting there getting
Right.
my feet, getting my feet therapy. I
Yep.
can I can ask myself some pretty important questions about my health, and it's easy.
Yep.
And you get the results because you're the mentor.
Yep.
So not only do I get them, but Corinne sees them. I
Right.
can't remember how many. It's just in that first one, you had like 6 or 7 do the quiz, didn't you?
I don't. Yeah,
It was
there
something
was
like
quite a
that.
few, and there was some of those that had current accounts, and so they just went in and took it on theirs.
Yeah, so I wouldn't have been on
So
my list.
that's
Yeah, because I
yeah,
was looking at the new ones.
yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't see it for the current account. So it might have been more than that.
right,
But I love that.
yeah,
And then the trial, you were telling me how you use the trial box. You use it as a
hmm
3-day reset. Like, look, we're foot
right,
detox. And
yeah,
going hand in glove is the
hmm
trial box is like the perfect tool for those sip and soaks
yeah,
because I
yeah,
can do it in 3 days and continue that detoxing level instead of just like,
right.
sort of get an experience with the drinks, but make plans later for what I might want to do. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when I just say, with the reset kit, I just basically tell them, it's a gentle way to restart your health in 3 days.
Yeah.
And because I had such an impactful thing, even though I had been using the Soul products for 13 plus years now,
Yeah.
um, I didn't have that much dense nutrition. I was really good about making sure I had every one of those drinks every day for 3 days, and had some pretty amazing things happen. And so I do love that. And I love it when people come back to me and say, it's time again. When we first started doing some of those for the qualifications for the leadership retreat, I have a lady that will buy a the reset kit for me every other month. That's just what she
Yeah.
wants to do. She's consistent with two other drinks, but she said, can I come and pick up another reset kit? And I said, yep. So she does one every other month. And I think it's a great idea. And we kind of go with that as well, as that's just another tool that you can do just to have a very impactful 3 days, so it was good.
Yeah. So you keep a few of those at your house, right? Well, if you're going to do a sip and soak,
Right.
you keep a small stack of the trial box, and you keep some of the
Yep.
sample pack as well, which is just one of each of the
Yep.
drinks, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So like so many options now, and that's what I love about
Yeah.
it. You kind of are able to meet everyone where they're at. So one last question for you too. Like, so a person can come one on one with you, and they've done that
Mhm.
before.
Right.
But what would you say is the difference between, somebody doing that one on one, or maybe they buy their own foot bath machine because it's, so good for you. But what's the
Uh-huh.
difference between doing that and coming to a sip and soak at Corinne's?
Well, I think it's the atmosphere, it's the community that's there, and it really was fun. I had ladies, I offered a $5 discount if they brought a friend. One lady brought 3 friends with her. And it's just so much more fun to soak with your friends. We've done these. I was telling them, I said, normally before a wedding, we'll get a group together and we'll go get pedicures because we want our toes cute for the wedding or whatever. And I said, we've actually done the sip and soaks for like a bridal shower or um, oh my gosh, that it just
I love
left me,
that
but it was
idea.
just that group. Yeah, so it's just another way that they're going to be able to go ahead and have this. Around Valentine's Day, I had a mom and 3 or 4 of her girls come, and she said we want to do this for a date night. And so who knows? We'll maybe we'll do a date night with their spouses.
That's a good
But
idea.
so but yeah, it's fun. I like to have that time with Chris because not only does this help with the emotions and things, but it really helps with stress. Um, and again, when you're incorporating the drinks and the essential oils and just that atmosphere, it just gives you a whole different level of healing.
Yeah, I agree. There is something about other people. There just is for
Hmm.
me. I'll just talk of myself that I do more healing. And I think that I get inspired to do more, so I take more action too. I think I care for myself a little better when I'm around people who are
Right.
doing that same thing. That just it like spurs me on. Corinne, you were telling me one of the ladies that came, and I want to see if I remember this right. Did she bring her daughter? There was one that did you have one of that like a mother daughter to your first one that
Uh-huh.
had all the people in?
Yeah.
And that was the first time for the daughter, right? That the mother's like, "Hey,
Yes.
you gotta come to this thing."
Right.
And so you're kind of it's a way to reach sort of a younger crowd that they need this as much,
Right.
or maybe in some ways even more than some of
Right.
us.
Yeah, no, no, it is, and it's fun, and it's for all ages. And I have my grandbabies will do a foot bath. I mean, it's only a few minutes, but it's for all ages. When Grandma lived with us, that's when she wanted to have her foot baths for in the evening because it helped her sleep better. And but it's for everybody.
That's so good. Yeah, and I love
So
that the cost has come down. It really is an affordable thing, but I think the
right.
magic is everything that you bring to it in the sip and soaks. That you're bringing all the various tools, the oils and the creams
Mhm.
and the drinks and all that. I love it, Corinne. Okay, so yeah, so that's just something that is an ongoing thing. It sounds like you've got another one in the works. Anything that
Yep, we
you
do.
just to wrap up today? Anything else? So I don't know, this isn't new to you, but some of
Yeah,
this
well, just
recent fun, anything else you want to add or share with somebody who's maybe thinking, I might do this? Any advice?
well, anything you do is gonna be great. Um, and but you just have to do it. Because there are times where I'll go months without doing a sip and soak. I'll do it one-on-one with clients, but I this was a good reminder for me that it doesn't have to have a whole lot of thought to it. It just it very comes natural because of all the wonderful tools that Soul has been able to provide for that service for me. It just makes it almost, I mean, it just makes it easy to be able to do it.
We
And
like
so,
easy.
like I said, whatever you decide to do, yes, I do like easy because it's like, I mean, it started at 6 and I remember at 5 o'clock, I thought, which drinks am I going to mix up? And then this was at 5 o'clock. I mean, it wasn't like I had planned for so much. I didn't let it stress me out. And my husband might say something different because then I'm like, oh, we need an extension cord. I didn't think about running 4 machines at one time, and so he really did step in and make sure that I had the correct power out at the pavilion. So,
That's awesome.
but yeah,
Well,
just do something.
awesome. Okay, Corinne. Well, thank you so much. Lots of good comments in there too. You'll have to go back and look at them. Thank you for being on, and we will
Okay,
see you
thank
soon.
you. All right. Okay.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap up, but before we do today, we got our drawing to do. I realized I forgot someone on our ranked up success key, and it was in our 3K. I'm going to jump back to my 3K slide. I needed to hit the arrow one more time because you'll notice there's another name there beneath Basheen Baker, and it's Hugh Jenkins. And Hugh, congrats on hitting 3K because B reminded me, look, Hugh set a goal recently that he shared with other people. Like, this is the rank I want to hit, and I want to level up to that position now as I go forward helping people. I'm sure Hugh has more goal, but I love that this was a goal for Hugh and that you did it. So Hugh, here's your time, my friend. Congrats on your ranked up to 3K. I remember you got on and talked about, hey, look, men need to talk about stress too, and you did that. And that's a great example to all of us because we feel it the same. We sometimes just don't talk about it as much. So great, and thanks for everything you do, Hugh. And let's do our drawing, okay? We're gonna give away our Drink More Adaptogens reminder. This thing would work really great out of sip and soak. It really would. So I've got my bowl here, and so I am gonna just you can tell I'm not looking because I don't want to see any names. I'm gonna pull someone out, and it is, well, would you look at that? It's Sue Friesen. Sue, it's your day. 7K success key, and you won yourself a Drink More Adaptogens glass bottle. So congratulations, Sue Friesen. And thanks everybody for spending time with us this morning. We hope you have a great week. We'll be talking with you soon. Tomorrow night, this time I promise you I have my information right. Tomorrow night, we have a special extra version of Talking Success. And in fact, for the next 2 Tuesdays, tomorrow night, Tuesday the 12th at 6 p.m., we have Lance Garvin back. As you remember, we had him on a few weeks ago to talk about the Motivators Assessment, where we're able to see what really drives us. And more importantly, he gave us a free link to this paid assessment. Normally it's paid, that we can share with any one of our team. They can take this and we can get the results. And he's leaving that free link active this whole month until the end of August. And because we had him on and he was able to give us a little bit of vision of what that is, but not do the training, we decided to do a 2-part training series. Well, he agreed to do that. He's going to come on and do part 1 tomorrow night at 6 p.m. It'll be 30 minutes. Talk us through what all those various motivators really mean. And with the end that we're able to communicate with people in ways that they value for their activity and soul. He'll do part 1 tomorrow night, and then he'll do part 2, the other half, the next Tuesday. We will record both of those, but you won't want to miss those live because then you can participate. You can ask your questions, and Lance will be there to answer them as well. So don't miss a Talking Success Extra tomorrow night at 6 p.m. as we have Lance Garvin on, and we talk more about finding our mojo by understanding what motivates us and finding out what motivates our team and soul. See you guys tomorrow night.